Non-violence, even in the face of police brutality. Today, because we love the democratic Israel and are proud of it. The Israeli democracy that we love is far from perfect, but it is worth defending. There is much to change, but a lot to be proud of. We are proud of a country that absorbed millions of dispossessed immigrants from the east and from the west, from Russia and from Morocco, and gave them freedom, dignity, and a good life. We are proud of the incredible creativity that we see in so many domains in Israel, from dance to jazz to cuisine to the startup nation. All this could flourish only in a democracy. This is the Israel that the protest movement is trying to protect. The protest movement that Netanyahu, the inciter-in-chief, has dared to describe as traitors. By its name. It is a coup, and it will fail.
She is the CEO of the Jewish Council for Public Affairs. She led the successful effort to sue the neo-Nazis responsible for the violence in Charlottesville. Amy, thank you so much for being a dear friend for this protest movement.
Good morning. Look at this crowd. Don't tell me that Jews don't care. Tell me that Israelis don't care about democracy. Tell us that the majority of us who believe in democracy and inclusivity and pluralism, who believe that our safety is with other communities and solidarity, are somehow disloyal, are somehow threats. And they take that right from the authoritarian playbook. But make no mistake, what threatens Jewish safety, what threatens Jewish values, what threatens the Jewish homeland are the anti-democratic extremists. We in the diaspora have heard loudly and clearly from our Israeli siblings that this is an emergency, that we need to show up before it is too late. Because of our love for Israel, because of our history, because of our values, because if we care about democracy here, we need to care about it in Israel. So I want to be... all the Israelis who are standing up for democracy. American Jews believe in a Jewish democratic Israel that lives up to its founding values of equality, freedom, and justice. So as we enter this new year, we have no choice but to stand up against the bigots and the extremists to build inclusive communities and societies and to fight tirelessly for democracy. Democracia!
another speech now, and then we're going to have a lot of noise because Netanyahu is going to speak in a few minutes. So, pay attention, pay attention. Our next speaker is Rabbi Elliot Cosgrove, which is an amazing moment for us that he's here. Rabbi Elliot Cosgrove is the Rabbi of Park Avenue Synagogue in New York City, one of the biggest synagogues in the United States. And this is, I'm saying it for the Israelis, who most of them are secular and don't know, this is a major moment to have him here with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Guys, we have some... Go forward. Come over here.
ליבי בקפלן ואני אנוכי בסוף המערב. My heart is in Kaplan Street, but I'm at the ends of the West. אני הרב אליוט קוסגרוב, הקהילה שלי בית הכנסת פארק אבניו שמונה מעל ל-1,800 משפחות היא בית הכנסת המסורתי הגדול בניו יורק. אני עמל יום ולילה על יצירת קהילה יהודית חיה, תוססת ומחויבת שמרכזה החיבור לישראל, לימוד על ישראל, תמיכה בישראל, ביקורים בישראל, והכי חשוב, אהבת ישראל. לא רק מרחיבים את מהותו של בית הכנסת שלי, אלא גם המהות של הזהות שלי בתור רב ובתור יהודי. My name is Rabbi Elliot Cosgrove. My community, Park Avenue Synagogue, is the largest conservative synagogue in New York. Day and night, I labor to create a vibrant, passion-filled, committed Jewish community, a Jewish community with Israel at its center, to learn about Israel, to support Israel, to travel to Israel, and most importantly, to love Israel. This is not just at the heart of my synagogue, this is at the heart of who I am as a rabbi and as a Jew. Why am I standing here at this time, at this place, in front of this crowd? Why? Because Im lo achshav, ematai. Im lo po, az eifo. Ve'im lo ani, az mi. If not now, then when? If not here, then where? And if not me, then who? If not now, then when? 50 years ago, on the eve of the Yom Kippur War, Israel's fate hung in the balance, the country surrounded by external foes. Today, 50 years later, Israel is once again at the tipping point, its internal divisions threatening to tear it apart. It is precisely at this moment when the Prime Minister of Israel will be standing before the community of nations that we need to publicly affirm what it is that Israel fought for, fights for, and will continue to fight for, a Jewish and democratic state. If not here, then where? We are here because, as stated in Israel's Declaration of Independence on November 29, 1947, the United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution calling for the establishment of a Jewish state in the land of Israel. We are here because of our commitment to an Israel, as stated in Israel's Declaration of Independence, based on freedom, justice, and peace, as envisioned by the prophets of Israel, and faithful to the principles of the Charter of the United Nations. We are here to remind and affirm to the world the principles upon which Israel is founded, a Jewish and democratic state. If not me, then who? I am here because I love Israel with all my heart, with all my soul, and with all my might. I am here because Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Lazeh, all of Israel are responsible for the other. To my brothers and sisters fighting for democracy in Israel, you are not alone. We stand with you. I am here to remind my American brothers and sisters that to love Israel is to stand by it, to defend it, to shape it, and to help it realize the principles upon which it is founded. I am here because I want my children to know that when the future of Israel as a Jewish and democratic state was hanging in the balance, their father took a stand. Leman Sion lo echasheh, uleman Yerushalayim lo eshkot. For the sake of Zion, I will not be silent. For the sake of Jerusalem, I will not be still. For the sake of a Jewish and democratic state, we are all here praying with our feet. We are all here for Israel today. Toda Rabah.
Okay, Netanyahu is not speaking yet. So I want you all to hear Noam Lanir, who is an Israeli entrepreneur and a protest leader in Israel and an amazing person. Thank you so much for being here, Noam.
Good morning, New York. My name is Noam Lanir, she said. I born just before 67 war. At the next war, the Yom Kippur War, I lost my father, uncle, and cousin. 11 years later, I graduated school. I did the final exam in English twice. First, I knew it bad and I failed. Second time, I was convinced that it was excellent, and I got exactly mark as before. So today, my first challenge is to be just a bit better of our finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich. Guys, it's going to be more interesting than shouting Busha. Let's continue. Just a little bit better than Bezalel Smotrich. Anyway, when I arrived to New York, and even before, people asked me, what will happen? They are a bit hopeless. What's the end game? Where is it going? You know, nobody knows to predict the future. People say that the history will repeat itself, but it's not for granted. And I want to take you to a single historical moment. Me too. The last decade, and it's more interesting. The last decade of the 19th century, when the modern Zionist movement started, out of a big crisis, a tragedy. I want to take you back to a Dreyfus case in France, a terrible political anti-Semitism crisis. Let's shout Baby Bouchard and continue after. I have 2 more minutes. Baby is giving his speech. So shout Bouchard, spend your energy, and then continue after.
I think he heard us. Okay, Jan, 1 more minute, and our next speaker.
Guys, I got 1 more minute. I'm going to do it very fast. So be quiet with me. I'm talking about Dreyfus case, last decade of the 19th century. It was the most covered media press ever in the history of the human being. The 2 famous journalists came there. Was Mark Twain from America, player #1, and Zeev Herzl from Vienna, a young Jewish boy. Not much connection to Zionism. He was shocked to see that in the liberal France, such things can happen. He went through a mental change. He became the founder of the Zionist movement, and he changed our course of life. Think of it in perspective. The Holocaust will only be 45 years later. And if I personally have to choose a single moment in the history of the Jewish people to be born, it's my moment. So I can have the honor to experience this parade, this march, together with wonderful people like you and like all over the world. And Israel,
American Jews, you should leave this one. Okay, so if we're talking about Am Yisrael Chai, our next speaker is Rabbi Sharon Kleinbaum. She serves as the spiritual leader of Congregation Bet Simchat Torah, the world's largest LGBTQ synagogue in New York City.
Right now, there is an international tsunami of extreme right-wing authoritarian fascism. It is strong here in the United States, and it is strong in Israel. But we are bigger than that wave. I believe Bibi, who is speaking now at the UN. To hope. For too long, so many American Jews have given the Israeli world of Bibi Netanyahu a free pass. Not anymore. In these past months, we are witnessing not only the ugliness of the authoritarian attempts to destroy the Israeli judiciary and impose theocratic authoritarian rule in Israel, we are also witnessing what might be the greatest protest movement in the history of the world. Hundreds of thousands. The equivalent of 15 million Americans every single week in the street with a vision of what the world should look like, and not accepting what it looks like in this minute, we must never forget to have a vision of what we believe Israel. We can't go back to just the day before the election. We must stand with those Israelis and Palestinians, secular and religious, from the periphery and from the center, Mizrahi and Ashkenazi, all sexual orientations and gender identities, who understand what a vision of a just society will look like. We stand. To build a stronger future. And like in America, we fight the roots of racism and hate in order to protect and build a foundation for a future generation. So too must all around the world fight the hate and racism. We share the same struggle for democracy, and today we stand together in fear, but also in faith and hope. We will banish the darkness, and in our hand is the light. Gamar Chatima Tova, a sweet and a happy new year for democracy.
Sound for the mics. Sound for the music.
I want everyone to join me in אני ואתה, me and you will change the world, נשנה את העולם.
Raise your voice, raise your flag, raise your sign. Up, up, up.
את העולם, אני ואתה, אז יבואו כבר כולם. אמרו את זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה ננסה מההתחלה.
hearing Aniva Tanishan et Olam in New York City in a protest. I think I had tears in my eyes now. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Alex. Wait. Our next speaker is Alex Edelman. Alex is a comedian and a writer who has a solo comedy show just for us. If you haven't seen it, you have to. Recently completed a highly successful run on Broadway at the Hudson Theater, and everyone said it was the best show in town. Thank you so much, Alex, for being here.
Hi! I just came to put on tefillin, honestly, but no, it's fine. In Shalom Rosh Hashanah, somebody asked me, they said, you're an American Jew and you say you love Israel. How can you protest the government? I've been protesting because the Israel that I love reflects values that are central both to American and Jewish values. Democracy is a Jewish value. Intense, thoughtful, free discourse, these are essential to a Jewish worldview. The idea that giving everyone a voice, everything in a balance, this government is trying to destroy that balance. Democracy means ensuring the majority doesn't run over those who need protection. This government is trying to do that. Other voices count even if they don't control the Knesset. Dictatorial thinking isn't Jewish. Closed-mindedness isn't Jewish. Autocracy isn't Jewish. Oppression isn't Jewish. These power grabs are antithetical to Jewish values and American values. This struggle should be important to every Jew, but it should be especially important to American Jews, and it is to the many, 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 many American Jews raising their voices here in front of the UN and all over the country. It absolutely is. If you care about democracy, if you care about making sure every voice is heard, you should be protesting. How could I be protesting the Israeli government? How could I not be? Shana Tova.
Okay. The right coming back, but we have 10 more minutes that we have to have all the speakers while we have the system. So, our next speaker, Rabbi Joanna Samuels, is the CEO of the Marlene Meyerson JCC Manhattan, the largest JCC in the country. And she's here with us. Joanna.
Boker Tov. Right now, as we are gathered, the Prime Minister of Israel is speaking to the UN. And I want to speak to him. So this is a speech to Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. Mr. Prime Minister, I am a religious Jewish woman. I am a rabbi. I am a Zionist. I am a community leader. And I call upon you to lead Israel into a strong future of prosperity and of peace and of a population that is solid and connected. I beg you, I demand of you to create the conditions for the Israeli people to live in harmony with their diversity, and for the Jewish people worldwide to know Israel as an inspiration and as a haven. Mr. Prime Minister, I call upon you to use your authority for the good of those who live in Israel and under her sovereignty. You are not a Prime Minister only for those whom you agree with. You are the Prime Minister for all of Israel. Busha, 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 busha. Mr. Prime Minister, I call upon you to listen to the Israeli people. Listen to the military leaders. Listen to the grandmothers. Listen to the doctors and the teachers and the young people. Listen to the veterans of wars that Israel has fought for peace. Listen to these people. Listen to them. They are begging you. They are demanding of you that you create a united and democratic Israel for all of its citizens. Democracia, 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 democracia. Mr. Prime Minister, in these days of intense reflection, these days of Cheshbon HaNefesh, please take seriously the power of this moment, the power of your office, and your power to do good or not to do good. You can lead Israel right now into a path that will set the country towards chaos and dissent. And I believe you can also lead the country to a future of prosperity and peace and connection. Please choose the positive path. Thank you.
Our next speaker is an Israeli American. Dr. Jeremy Levin is the former CEO of Teva, founder of the that's a hard word. You're appointed President Turkey in the USA and chair the Biotechnology Industry Organization in Washington, D.C. He is a dear friend of this protest movement from the very beginning. Big applause, Dr. Jeremy Levin.
My name is Jeremy Levin. I'm the former CEO of Teva. My family fled Southern Africa and the evil of apartheid and regimes that upended democracy. I came to Israel in 1967. I love Israel, I love its people, its history, and its contributions to the world. I've always stood with that nation, and now I stand and fight for them again. 75 years ago, and again 50 years ago, the enemies of Israel attacked. But Israel defeated them. Israel sent a message to the world that its people will always, always fight for freedom and democracy. Now Israel again faces an existential battle within its borders as Netanyahu wages war against democracy. Oh! He also wages war against the values we hold dear in America and Israel. Netanyahu's attempts to end the separation of powers between the courts and the Knesset to upend democracy have done more harm to Israel than any previous enemy. He has put Israel's existence at risk. Israelis, left and right, religious and secular, women and men, are fighting Netanyahu and his henchmen as they attempt to impose, and make no mistake, I use this word deliberately, a dictatorship on the nation. The chaos we see unfolding in Israel is not about Netanyahu's ideology. He has none. Not about his beliefs. He has none. Not even about his economic gain. He's taking a lot of money from some people. It's simple. He wants to avoid prosecution. Prosecution for the lies he's told the Israeli public, military and security leadership, lies documented in multiple affidavits. If he lies to the Israeli population and leadership, America, what is he prepared to do to us? More importantly, if Netanyahu is willing to put Israel at risk, why would he hesitate to do the same with America? In every speech or interview he gives, in every action he takes, in every in the US, Netanyahu tries to trick. He tries to sucker punch the American public and our leaders.
must say, I can't tell her name, but I have a friend that works at the UN, and she just sent me a message. Oh my God, what's going on outside? We hear you so loud inside the building.
I want to sing. I want to sing a song about togetherness, about the spirit, about the ruach between us.
NYPD that worked so amazingly with us this entire week. I want to say thank you to the singer Ori Goodman and his school, thank you. And a very personal thank you I want to say to the Israelis who came all the way from Israel, who brought the Kaplan spirit to us. I want to say thank you to brothers and sisters in arms, to Kaplan Force, to the headquarters of the protest, to the Pink Front, the amazing Pink Front. We're gonna stay here for